Thanks for tuning in. Today we're going to be reviewing the Suunto Vertical Smart GPS watch. Smartwatches have evolved from basic fitness trackers to high-tech devices that nearly replace a smartphone. Case in point is the new Suunto Vertical, which is a top-of-the-line smartwatch that combines a colored touchscreen with impressive training aids. The watch is actually made in Finland with 100% renewable energy, and Suunto even boasts that it's 100% carbon compensated over the lifetime of the watch as well. Packaging wise, you can see very simple. You have this nice black box with the illustration of the watch on it, specs printed on the side, and this nice sliding design. We'll go ahead and take this out of the box and go over the specs. So retail price on this is between $629 for the steel version to $839 for the titanium solar version that we have here. This is a dual band GPS watch, and it even has offline maps. So really impressive features and a great way if you want to travel or do any hiking and adventuring type activities with it. You have up to 60-day battery, and with the solar version, you can even go up to 1 year if you have enough sunlight around you. This is the titanium version, and it has solar panels built in, which is a really cool feature, and again, really extends the life of the watch. You also have 95 different sport modes, so it can determine speed, distance, even a lot of more random specs like the RPM or paddling speed. So a really great way to track any type of training. As far as what comes with it, you can see we have a nice cardboard box. We take the little band out. We have a magnetic charger. So to keep this really sleek, it's just a wireless charger, and you can see you get it close and the magnets will hold it in place. You also have the instruction booklet in here, which is actually quite thick with all the different languages. Now let's take a look at the weight of the watch. Again, this is the titanium solar version, so it is the lightest variation. So on our scale, it comes in right about 73 grams, so pretty light given the size of the watch. The Suunto Vertical is Suunto's highest performance smartwatch that is designed to tackle any adventure. Suunto offers this in two variations. You have the standard steel or the optional titanium solar version that we have here. You can't get a steel and solar panel. Instead, the titanium and solar panel are combined together into one package. When you buy this, you can also get different band colors. We have the orange one, but there's also a silver as well as a black and green. These are the silicone bands, so you can see the rubbery feel to them. It has good breathability and good for high intensity activities. This is a pretty big watch as well. The outer diameter here is 49 millimeters or about 1.9 inches. So you can see on the wrist, it is quite large, and you do have to get used to it if you haven't worn a larger watch before. It's a pretty attractive watch though with this titanium finish. You can see this nice silver design. You have the optical sensors on the back, and then the magnetic charge ports right here to help align the charger. There are 3 physical buttons here, and you can see you have little colorings on them, and then the labels will be displayed on the screen. The screen itself is only 1.4 inches and it has a 280 by 280 resolution. So pretty crisp given the small size. And you can see it's full color touchscreen with gestures and basic press support. You also can see there's a fairly large bezel around this. So the outer diameter is 1.9, but the screen is 1.4. So in between that, you actually have the solar panels, which is a really cool feature. So you can actually charge this in the sun. And then you have this protective bezel around it, so slightly raised edge with these grooves in it that make it easy to hold. As far as the bands, these are the standard 22 millimeter straps, so you can easily replace this with whatever you want. These are more sporty, but you can get the more nice leather style if you want something a little bit more classy, while the silicone ones are great for adventures as they're grippy and then they're breathable. It uses a standard pin design, so you just line it up, push the pin through, and then it holds itself in place. The interface on the watch is actually a combination of touch and then the physical buttons. Again, there's only 3 buttons here. From the home screen, you can do a swipe, and you can see there's a little bit of a lag. So the first time you move, there's a little bit of a hesitation, but after you get it there, you can see then between the widgets, it's fairly good. So nice and responsive. You can do a quick swiping just like a phone. And you have a lot of display widgets that you can customize here. So you have your training, resources, fitness level, your altitude. The sun and the moon display is actually really cool, so you can see sunrise, sunset, and then the percent moon. You have a stopwatch. You have the compass, which requires calibration here. And then you can continue to swipe through to media, as well as a weather forecast, solar energy, and then back to the main display page. You can also customize this appearance, but in here you get a nice summary of everything, the time, solar charging, and then each one of these individually can be pressed to cycle through. Then you can also go up and down. So up will give you the activities, and there's actually 95 or more activities here, and some of these are kind of ridiculous. So you have cheerleading, which I'm not sure why you need this, obstacle racing, motorsports, and then some things I've never even heard of, so it's kind of ridiculous. I don't know why you'd want this for indoor rowing or for dancing, but the features are there, and most of them are very similar. So activity-wise, like if we do a running activity, you can see each of them has a couple options. So if I go back again, so there's running, and then there's the individual ones here. So the ones you use more often will actually show up at the bottom. So like a cycling view will load the GPS. And then you can press up and down here to scroll through a menu, and the middle button to activate. You can also press, and you can see you can adjust the battery settings. So the performance mode has the higher accuracy GPS as well as the heart rate monitoring, and you can go into lower settings that don't do quite as much to get a lot more battery time out of it. You also have map views, and then the Suunto Plus is the other cool feature. So if you're doing an activity, you can actually add these add-ons. So they have a bunch of built-in ones like hill training, ghost runner, and then you can add your own. If you go all the way to the bottom, you can actually add your own personal guide. So you can do this via the Suunto app, and you can really personalize things. So if you want to do intervals or even reminders about drinking every so often, you can add that here, but you can only have 2. So you do have to be careful. And I highly recommend using the app to customize things so you don't have to keep resetting everything each time if you want to switch things up. Holding the right button brings you back to the main screen. So that's kind of a return. So it always goes back, and if you hold that enough, it'll take you back to the main screen. So if we go back again, I can also go down from the home page, and I can actually do this with the touch or the buttons. You can't actually navigate the whole UI just with touch. You will get stuck at certain places. You have to have that return button. And then when I go down, I can actually view some different options here. So you can see there's actually a full-on map view, and this is pretty cool. So we don't have GPS right now, but if I hold this again, I can go back out. Then hold again. So pretty easy to use, but I think you do have to get used to some of the actions. So like in these modes, you almost kind of get stuck. So you have to go find the exit and then exit. And then you can see you have a color display, but the colors are fairly muted. So it's not really a bright green. Even in person, it's kind of a muted green. And then you have other options. You can view kind of your activities here. So I did a long bike ride yesterday. I can actually go look at it. And basic specs, obviously you're going to want to use the app to do more data analysis, but with this you can actually see things, which is cool. And this also has sleep functionality, but it's just not very good. So if we go back to the main page and I swipe, you can see I don't have any recorded right now because I didn't really find it that useful. But with this one, you can view your sleep per day, and that helps it compute resources. So you can see you can actually set goals, and then the sleep is based on how much you're moving. So once you stop moving between a set time interval, it assumes you're asleep. And if you get up or move around, it kind of combines that into one sleep. So as long as you get back fast enough, it does combine it. So a lot of cool features, and you can see the sensor on the back will get your heart rate monitor almost every second. So a really cool feature so you can track your fitness. So the other big feature here is the Suunto app. You really need the app to customize things, and you have to pair it the first time to sync your data and extract it to third-party software if you wanted to. The app itself is pretty well designed. You have a standard 4-tab display, your home screen, which shows you an activity summary. You have the calendar view, which shows all your activities. You have training zones, so it's pretty cool. It does quite a bit of analysis from sleep to your activity to your progress, so you can really manage how well you're doing, and it gives you some feedback. So can say, oh, you're doing too hard or you're taking it too easy. So as you give it more data, it can give you better response and information back for training and recovery. And then you can actually do the map view, so you can see everything around you, and you can set up activities or routes from this. What's nice about this is, though, with all the different types of activities, so we've done kayaking, so if I go down, you can see running, biking, you can even have kayaking on here or other activities, and they show up as a unique view. So if I click on this, you can actually see, so it gives you a cool little animation of going around the harbor. There actually isn't a dock here, but it still shows it, but very cool design. And because it does so many different types of activities, you can track different types of fitness. I think the watch isn't that great for cycling, but for running or for kayaking, it's a great multi-sport type device. So you can really track your fitness across different activities and then get good data metrics and overall fitness metrics on top of it. So pretty cool setup. And with the app, the other thing you really want to do is set up the custom workout. So if we go to the homepage again, we should be able to set up custom ones. So if we go to the plus, you can add an activity manually. If we go to the device on the top right, you can see we're connected. So I can do a sport mode customization, and you really want to do this if you're doing any modification to the sport mode, because you can actually save it. So I can take one, I can modify the short list, and I can create one based off a preset. So I can pick cycling, and then within here, I can actually change the data layout. So this is really nice, very similar to a GPS cycling computer. You can only connect to one external sensor, so like a cadence sensor, a heart rate monitor, which is a little bit limitation. You can't actually connect to multiple like you would, but it's good enough for running and other activities, so you can see different layouts. They're mostly all the same, so whether you're doing dancing or cycling, you get the same basic display with a heart rate, but then you can go and change some of the display fields. So a lot of simple options, duration, altitude. So you can really customize this as you want to adjust it for each activity. And then you can save it and upload a device. And that's the best part. So you can create a custom gravel cycling, mountain biking directly on the app and then upload it. We've had a few months to actually use the watch, and we've been impressed with it overall. It's a nice companion, especially if you do a lot of fitness activities, whether it's hiking, running, cycling, kayaking. With this watch, you can wear it throughout them. It's waterproof, it's lightweight, and pretty comfortable even if you're running or doing high intensity activity, as you don't really feel it. Now, because it is sort of a jack of all trades, it's not the best at every discipline, but it gives you a great in-between with nice metrics and an easy to use app. You can see here for running, you get a nice heart rate display, total time, distance, you can do laps, you can do your media control, and for the most part, it's pretty easy to use. Some of the interface elements aren't terribly obvious. Here you see a more sunny day footage, and you can actually see the solar charging, which is pretty cool. We found the solar charging does work, but it's not really enough to fully charge it unless you're spending most of your day outside. Some of the interactions, especially in map mode, are a little bit confusing, as you don't have all the gestures, but you do have simple pan and zoom, and then you have to use the buttons themselves to navigate the rest of the workflow. So you do need to use a combination of touch and the physical buttons. So some of the items could be improved, but it's fairly easy, and we really like the map view, especially if you're doing a lot of hiking or off the grid type workouts, because you can always find your way home. For cycling, it's not our favorite style watch. You don't get all the data fields you want. You can only connect to one sensor, and then you do have to always activate it. So we've been using our normal GPS computer and then activating the watch as well, so we get the additional training information and tracking information on the Suunto app. So it's a nice companion, but not a replacement for more specific cycling equipment. But again, overall, it's a nice way to track your information, and you get the maps as well. So if you ever get lost, you can always jump on the watch and then see more specific details. I don't think this is a Garmin quite replacement. Instead, it's a better adventure watch. So especially the offline maps, I think it's a great way for hiking or if you're doing mountain biking, as it really lets you easily track your way home, mark points of interest, and do that with a really long runtime. So unlike normal devices which run out of battery within a day or two, we've been getting multi-week battery, and thanks to the solar charging, we can really push that even further. Now let's go over the pros and cons of the Suunto Vertical watch. What we like about it is they have offline maps. You have full color maps that you can pan and zoom in, so you can always figure out where you are, and that's a really nice feature, especially if you do a lot of hiking or you're off normal trails. You can also track your fitness across multiple disciplines. So whether you're biking, hiking, kayaking, you can track all that data in one place and really get a good picture of your fitness across the board. You also get long battery life with that solar charging capability, so you don't have to charge this very often. The main negatives with the watch is the fact that you do have a premium price, especially with the titanium solar variation. You have a slight lag when swiping between the main widgets that could be improved. You can only connect to one external sensor, so you can't combine power and cadence if you're doing cycling, so you're limited to one. Taking everything into account would give the watch an 8.7 out of 10. It's a great watch for doing a lot of adventures or off-the-grid activities, as you have great runtime and then the offline maps. Thanks for watching this review. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You can see more content from us on our website at thesweetcyclist.com, as well as follow us on Instagram at thesweetcyclist. This is The Sweet Cyclist, reminding you to enjoy the ride.